92.9 The Lake. All right, we've been talking about it all week. Finally, we have Mr. Richard Williams, guitarist for Kansas, here on the line. Mr. Williams, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing really good.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we're going to get some pre-question questions out of the way. They're kind of meant to be rapid fire. Just give the people a little insight on who Richard Williams is, all right?
Okay.
Sith or Jedi?
Repeat that. I was switching ears.
Sith or Jedi?
I'm not understanding the question.
Like Star Wars. Are you a Sith kind of guy or a Jedi kind of guy?
I'm not understanding the question. Don't care.
Right on. All right, Skittles or M&M's?
Well, when I ate that kind of stuff, I would go with definitely M&M's.
Right on. Pizza or hamburgers?
I'm vegan.
Okay, right on. And this is for the ladies. Long walks on the beach or Netflix and chill?
Netflix.
Right on. All right, Mr. Williams has been nice enough to hang on the line. We're going to continue our interview with Mr. Richard Williams, a guitarist from Kansas. Here in about 15 minutes, he's going to talk more about his show coming up at the Golden Nugget this Saturday. Plus, we're going to talk about Kansas music, new lead singer, his favorite Cajun dish, and a whole lot more. Stick with us. A lot more to come right here on 92.9 The Lake. 92.9 The Lake. I had the absolute honor of talking to Richard Williams, an original member of the band Kansas. Let's go ahead and get back to the interview, and you can listen to the full entire interview at 929thelake.com. All right, so you guys got a show this Saturday. That's in 2 days, 8 p.m. at the Golden Nugget. For ticket info, you can check out 929thelake.com. Now, I found this very interesting. You guys recorded albums Mask and a Left Overture in Bogalusa, Louisiana, in the studio in the country.
Well, and Left Overture and part of most of Point on a Return.
And what won you guys over about a small studio in a small town on the bayou?
Well, the first album we did in Manhattan, New York City, and that was in the area in the time when Times Square was all X-rated theaters and hookers and drug dealers everywhere.
Wow.
You know, coming from Kansas to that, it was quite a distraction, a bit intimidating. Second album, we went to Los Angeles. When the third album came around, we said, guys, maybe we need to get somewhere where we can not be so distracted. And we found this great studio in Bogalusa that had all this great gear, and it was isolated.
Right, and then I saw, it didn't say what month you guys did the Left Overture, but Mask, you guys went in October. Thank God you went in the winter, because in the summer, it is brutal.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's actually, I was in a band in New Orleans in 1969 and 70, playing in the French Quarter. It was 6 months over the fall and winter. That's one of the coldest winters I ever had was down there, because it was the house is an old crappy house down near the Garden District, and I could see the street through the walls, and it's so humid there. That's the coldest winter I think I've ever spent. I shivered every night laying in bed. Yeah, and we had a record winter this year. It actually snowed twice here in Southwest Louisiana. It was absolutely amazing. Now, let's switch gears a little bit. Now, let's go back when Steve Walsh told you guys, hey, I'm hanging up the guitar strings. It's time for me to call it quits. Pretty sure everybody in the band had an idea who they wanted to be the lead singer, but you guys chose Ronnie without an audition. Bring us into that. How did that seem so easy for you guys? Well, Phil and I have been through, change is hard. And everybody goes through change in life, and which is the most natural thing, but it's the thing we struggle against probably more than anything. Having gone through, Terry and Dave left. Robbie was gone before that. Robbie came back. Robbie was gone. Steve quit. Then Joe Elefante quit. Then Steve came back. Then Steve quit. I mean, it becomes kind of familiar territory after a while, and you know that it's not the end of anything. It's just really the beginning of something else. The writing had been on the wall with Steve for a while, as he was struggling with his voice. He wasn't enjoying it anymore. It was just a matter of when. and that was not my decision to make. You know, Steve has been in the trenches with us, pouring his guts out on every stage for a long time. And it was really his decision to make. You know, guys, I've had enough. I'm struggling. I don't enjoy this anymore, and so I'm going to announcing my retirement. You know, so you're always sort of kind of anticipating what's next. There never was a doubt that there was going to be what's next. It was like, well, should we continue? Oh, I don't know. What do you think? No, it was like, okay, here's the plan. So here's what we're going to do. There's this guy that I'm friends with on Facebook, and I saw him sing with Shooting Star at Moondance Jam, and we played there, and he was great. Let's call him and see what he's doing. Meanwhile, you can go on YouTube now, and he was in a band in Chicago. I could see him singing dozens of songs with his band in Chicago. So we knew he had the ability. So really, he didn't have to audition vocally, so we had a sit down to see. It was more of a judgment of his character. What kind of guy is this? Mm-hmm. In hiring somebody that you're going to be on the road with 24 hours a day through all sorts of different situations, besides just the moment you're on stage, it's almost a marriage. So you got to make sure musicians are quirky, and at the top of the quirky list is, lead singers have lead singers disease, and we wanted to see what kind of guy we were getting. So it was a personality test more than anything. We just sat around and talked all day. And he's from Chicago. Forget about it. We're Midwestern guys. He's a Midwestern guy. He was just like somebody we would have grown up with, hanging around the music store in Topeka. So once he passed that test, it was like, congratulations, you got the job. 2 weeks later, we were on the road.
Yeah, and you guys made a great choice because his vocal style works out amazing with your music. Don't go anywhere. In 15 minutes, we're going to wrap up the interview with Mr. Richard Williams from Kansas right here on 92.9 The Lake. 92.9 The Lake, we're going to go ahead and wrap up our interview with Richard Williams, guitarist and original member from Kansas. They're going to be at the Golden Nugget March 17th. That's in 2 days. And I had the amazing opportunity to talk to him on the phone. You can check out the full interview at 929thelake.com. Let's get back into it. One last question I have here for you. So when you come down to Louisiana, is there a Cajun dish that you like to partake in?
There are Cajun dishes that I miss. We became vegan this year, or last year, for a lot of reasons. But that doesn't mean that I don't absolutely love Cajun food. And I think the top of the list of something that I miss would probably be, there's so many. Your traditional barbecue shrimp. Mm-hmm. I used to make it. I miss that. Probably crawfish etouffee.
Right.
Done really well. Now I'm starting to, my mind is going through all the things I won't get to eat again. Yeah.
Sorry.
The first time when we were recording at Bogalusa, we used to stay in this, it was a new hotel at the time. Gosh, the name escapes me. Oh, the Sportsman Inn. It's still there. It's not so new anymore.
Right.
And they had a little restaurant there, and it was all local dining cuisine. It was a great restaurant. They had a thing called soft shell crab. Who knew? And I had it, and it was like, this is the most wonderful thing I've ever had in my life. What is this? That was the first time I ever had that. So, yeah, there's all sorts of things. Cajun food is, real cooking is incredible. We used to go to a place called, I can't remember the real name of it, but they called it Buster's, down in the French Quarter when I lived there in '69, that for 50 cents you could get a pork chop, red beans and rice, French bread, and a Coke.
That's a deal.
And you would sit next to businessmen, next to bums. It was such an eclectic place, and just simple, cheap soul food. And good red beans and rice is a hard thing to beat too. And that is something I can still eat, except I just got to make it myself to watch the ingredients.
Well, Mr. Williams, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. I know I can speak for all Kansas fans that we appreciate your work. We appreciate the memories that you have given us that are attached to your songs. The first time we heard them, the first time we danced, all these great memories that are tied up into your music that you guys have given us over the years. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you at the Golden Nugget.
Looking forward to it. And again, we have so many deep connections to that area. Who would have thought, boys from Topeka, Kansas would have such a Louisiana connection, but it's always exciting for us to come back.
All right, and that concludes our conversation with Richard Williams. There was a lot of stuff you didn't hear. To catch the entire interview we had with the guitarist of the band Kansas, Richard Williams, go to our website, 929thelake.com. It is up there in all its glory for you to enjoy. Remember, they're going to be live this Saturday, 8 p.m. at the Golden Nugget Grand Event Center. For more information, check out our website, 929thelake.com.